A lot to document here, but I wrote a poem about my time in Croatia, except it's not actually about Croatia at all. It's called Croatia, and I'm gonna perform it for you now, baby. And the crow ate you good, bouncing on jangled expletives. A large and yet quaint fuck you to the system not quite built for him. A net too small and overcast. And the crow spat you out. He speaks for the spiders and sings to the ruts, writhing in edgy skin and chewing cigarette butts. Do not mourn your absence between his sharpened beak. He told me to tell you you're just not his type, but to add that your best friend is looking particularly edible today. Sorry you had to hear it from me. And that crow is a bastard. And who invited him? A sordid, morbid sort who extorts his good rapport, christening chrysalids in an empty basement and feasting on the goopy mush, while the rest of us are forced to stick to solid, strong guns. And I'm turning the page, and this is me turning the page, and the page is turned. He is allowed to be flighty, looking down at us whilst he does. And fuck, crows can be cunts. And opposed to taking you under their wing, rudimentary, soulless ideology and prose. And I haven't actually seen any birds whilst being here, so maybe I shall take it as deep insult, and scathe and be bitter and shake my fists, and spit in the eye of your dear, sweet, shiny thing, sweet, beloved, definite thing. Ruin it like you have ruined me. I think that'll make me feel pretty good. Oh, this is gonna be, wait, can you see me? Let me, there's a whole camera in the way. This is gonna, is that two me's? So we're doing some experimental shots right now. This is gonna seem like a really fake deep thing to say, but I think it's crazy how you can like be in a place and not actually be in a place. Because I feel like I'm already getting such like a clear sense of like what Croatia is like, because it reminds me so much of Hungary. Like the infrastructure in the airport is literally like the exact same as the Budapest one. Like it's kind of like that 70s sort of feel, like off yellow. Like everything's a little bit yellow, but it's sort of like piss yellow, as opposed to like really bright. Like it's all a bit faded, and you kind of get a sense. But also like I'm not in like the capital. This is, I was googling it, this is the 8th largest city in, or town or whatever, in this specific province. So I don't even think I'm really in like an anything place. There were like a couple monuments that I could have gone to had I fancied walking for an hour and a half, which I didn't. Oh, I did not. But it's kind of cool seeing how the people are also sort of similar to Hungarian people, and like just in like a really standoffish way, but that's really endearing, as opposed to like the British standoffishness, which I think is based a lot more in distrust. I think here it's based a lot more in I'm just doing what I'm doing and I don't really give a fuck. It's like I was taking a nap in the cafe, just like head down on one of the tables, so deceased, and this guy came up to me and he was like, I'm gonna sit here. And I was like, yeah, that's so fine, and he was like, yeah, I know. And he just sat down and drank his coffee, and it was so fine. And like, whoa, and I don't know, it's nice being in a place that feels familiar, but also it might be completely different because I am not actually really in the country, I'm just in this liminal space in the country, and I never know if I'm gonna come back. And that's crazy. It's fucking, oh yeah, I went to Croatia for a bit. Oh, what did you do? I was sat in the airport, and then I sat on a tree outside of the airport, and then, oh, did you make any friends? Oh, some guy came and sat with me. Oh, that must have been nice. We just drank coffee in silence. But it's quite, I don't know, it's quite nice. It's quite nice. Bye. Bye-bye. Hey guys, we still still don't have a boarding gate, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to board this plane, so I might just have to stay in Croatia forever. And I'm thinking that if I do, I'm going to open up a little animal sanctuary where all the little wasps and bugs and like cats and stuff can just like come and hang out. And then maybe I'll like give them different homes, and maybe I won't, and then maybe some of them I'll eat, and maybe some of them I'll like turn into clothing, and then I'll sell it to like all of the Croatian people, and they'll love me and they'll celebrate me, and it'll be so good. And then I will do that for about 30 years until one day a bomb hits my shop, or like a hurricane or a tsunami. I hear that Croatia has a lot of tsunamis. And then when that happens, I will try for 2 years to build my business from the ground up, but then I will lose my hands in a saw accident and I won't be able to do it anymore, so I will give up and live out the rest of my days walking aimlessly through the countryside, trying to find a departure to Berlin, because I don't actually think it's gonna happen now. Okay, so I actually just made it to Berlin, so I won't be having to do all of those things in Croatia that I thought I would have to. I was just being dramatic. I'm actually okay. I'm in a very shiny airport.